Yeah, you raised a very good point there that essentially you're not actually restraining yourself. You're making it illegal for you to benefit what you have a right to benefit from. And it's actually interesting because like when you talk about all of the things that are against monastic, celibate, restrictive practices, like when it comes to meat or sex or, they automatically assume that you will be having the worst possible version of that. For example, like you'd be eating like swine or something as a meat eater, or you will be fornicating as somebody that engages in sex. This is the problem. The people that have become monks today, or at the very least practice some type of remnant of some like monastic celibate lifestyle where things are forbidden for the human individual, okay, that there is no justification for whatsoever. The only explanation that makes sense where that arose from is from people that were very promiscuous, people that were very gluttonous, okay, people that were very greedy, right? This is something that is seen way more in the eastern parts of the world, definitely in the Middle East, and onwards, okay? But, especially in the Islamic world, not to mention, Christian monasticism and all that. I think that this is a alternative, basically a knee-jerk reaction. It's a reactionary lifestyle to a history from those people, okay, that they really, really took advantage and committed all kinds of overtly sinful activity, right? Damaging activity, when they had these things given to them, available, accessible to them. So, for something like sex, they wouldn't have this like pure understanding, innocent understanding of that, something intimate, private, confidential. No, they would do it openly. They do it openly. Meat, same thing. You know why there's so many skulls in the churches? Human skulls? It's because meat was not enough. It was just not enough. Like money, riches, all this stuff that was like expensive, right? That was not enough. They took that wealth, like in the Qur'an, and they made idols from it. The people that have this mentality that poverty is good in and of itself truly have not read the Qur'an whatsoever. Poverty is a word specifically connected to a shaitan, okay? There is no merit in being poor. By the same token, there's nothing beneficial in being insanely rich and wealthy. That does not dictate somebody's righteousness, okay? However, poverty is extremely damaging because the philosophies and reactions that come out of it are very detrimental, very harmful to the human form. Just the human body, let alone everything else, psychology and whatnot. And that's why I think that, actually, something like veganism is actually considered a fast, okay? When I was a young child, because I come from an Orthodox Christian background, a fast was a vegan diet, okay? What is a fast in the Orthodox Christian church? It's a monastic practice that's done a couple days of the year where you're not allowed to eat any animal products. Any. It's completely superstitious. And it's just ritual. There's no purpose to it, just ritual. It's not even a fast, because you could probably have a higher blood sugar, okay, eating that fast in the Orthodox Church than you would eating as much, halal meat as you want, okay? So you're not allowed to eat honey or fish. Actually, fish is the only exception. Amazing, right? So pescatarianism, just like the Seventh-day Adventists, okay? That's why they're probably kept alive, because nobody could survive without some form of cholesterol, right? Honey, any meat like beef, chicken, whatever. Eggs, off the menu. Butter, not allowed. Cream, milk, dairy, not allowed. Just fish. Imagine that. It's called a fast. And it's done for like 1 to 3 days. That's it. Maybe for some people that would help them because they're used to eating garbage, But we really need to rise beyond the physical enjoyments as the religion itself. That's not the end all be all, okay? That's the only way to harmonize these two extremes, right? People are materialistic, yes. That's very much a Western thing, but honestly, you see it worldwide now. People are very materialistic. Everything is about the stuff they own, just the brand, and how many partners they have in their lifetime, and like all the most delicious, tasty garbage foods that they have. Okay, this is part of the problem too, right? Just like greed and extortion and the hoarding of wealth and money. That's part of the problem. That's a big part of the problem. The other half of that is denying people the basics, the basic necessities. Clean water, clean food, house over their head. I'm not trying to impart socialism at all. I'm just saying this is part of basic human needs. Okay? Orphans, they need somebody to look after them. I'm just saying, like, it's part of basic human needs. Humans deserve to be with their companions, like they have their other half, their significant other. That's totally from Allah, right? But what they do is they don't go behind. Basically, both extremes only see the physical world, the creation, as God. In the Bible, God is within the heavens. He's sitting, basically in the heavens. He's a man. He's some kind of entity in the heavens, okay? Within the creation, within time and space. You see? And then in Islam, the point of Jannah is so you can fornicate. And so you can just dine and dash whatever alcohol, anything you want. You can be whatever you want. Whatever disgusting desires you might have in this life, that somehow becomes permissible in Jannah. Absolutely false. Nothing from the Qur'an suggests that. Okay? The ayah about their shahawat, what they want, that has nothing to do with what Jannah is all about. Because that's a psychopath's version of paradise. But that's what I'm trying to tell you, is like, even if you ate, like you had this perfect health, it wouldn't be anything close to what our ancestors had default. Their physical forms were better. All the way to Adam. And even if you could, that does not dictate anything important about you from Allah's perspective. Because truly, these are gifts, kind of like tools. You can use them to strive, to be better, to improve, or you could corrupt yourself and others with it. This is what the divide is. It's better to be healthy than it is to be not healthy. So don't deny these things. But at the same time, don't make that your religion, because it's something that can perish. Something that is physical, created. It's no different than having a stone idol, okay? Or just blindly obeying any person, any imperfect person around you. You can't do that. So